For our next question, I'm going to turn things over to a recent guest on the hour, Michael Cedar of 18 to Life.
So I was at a hockey game watching the Montreal Canadiens play the Toronto Maple Leafs on a double date with my buddy Lucas and our girlfriends Mila and Allison. Lucas was sitting in the seat B200. Mila was sitting in the seat to the right at B201, and I was sitting in the seat directly to the left of Lucas. Now, if Allison was sitting directly to my left, what was Allison's seat number? Was it A, seat B202, B, seat B203, C, seat B198, or D, seat B199? Wow.
All right, thanks for that, Michael, I think. For the last question of the series, stars of the hit TV show Death Comes to Town. You know these fellas who are also sometimes ladies, the kids in the hall.
Well, to finish off the math scenario questions, we'll ask you question 18. Which is a doozy. I'm scared.
A child asked a lady how old she was. The woman replied,
"If I live to be 90, then my age is twice the time I have left."
How old is the woman?
Is she 50 years old? Is she 60 years old? Is she 70 years old? Is she 40 years old?
How did those questions work out for you? Now, if your head hurts and you're looking for someone to blame, don't blame it on the contact sport athletes, not this time. These are the experts who put the test together, and here's how they did it.
Hi, my name is Don Sikorsky. I'm a professor of applied psychology at the University of Calgary.
I'm Jim Parker, professor of psychology at Trent University, Peterborough, Ontario. One of the things that people are going to wonder about is whether this is a real intelligence test. And the answer is yes.
We've been very, very careful putting this test together and to make sure that it has good validity to it.
Let's try a new one. The way we created the test was to spend several weeks creating questions that look very similar to the kinds of questions that you'll see on standardized intelligence tests. So what's the answer?
We've done all of the things that give it what we call psychometric integrity. We've used the best of what is out there to create this measure.
Ready? Yep, go.
So mathematical reasoning ability, ability to think logically, to deal with words, to deal with visual kinds of complex and simple stimuli, and things like memory.
One of the challenges with creating an intelligence test is you basically create a lot of bad questions. You don't get it right the first time. So what are we going to do with this question? And we would just sit around a room and kind of debate each other's questions until we got questions we thought would work, and then we passed them on to the other team in Calgary.
In a multiple choice format.
We've put them actually through a series of trials. So an item didn't make the final test until it actually demonstrated that it was doing what it was supposed to do, and that was to provide us with a reasonable estimate of some aspect of cognitive functioning.
All right, now it's time to see how we all did on those math questions. The answer to question 14 about the baseball team, the fraction of those on the team that were lefties, is A, 1/4. 21 plus 7 equals 28 players total, 7 out of 28. Southpaws equal a quarter of the team. That's easy. Question 15, not really. The average distance each runner will carry the torch is B, 3.75 kilometers. Now, for the next three answers, let's go back to the guests that asked.
So, Claude,
Yeah?
what's the answer?
Well, the answer is it was 3 teams. I won 2 Stanley Cups with the New Jersey Devils, 1 Stanley Cup with the Colorado Avalanche, and 1 with the Montreal Canadiens. So the answer is 3, and it is C.
Well, thanks for clearing that up.
You're welcome.
So try to follow along. If Allison and Lucas were sitting in the seats B200 and 201, and then I was sitting to Allison's left in B199, and my date Mila was sitting to my left in seat B198. So the correct answer is C. And you might be surprised, but the Leafs beat the Habs. Sorry, George.
the answer to question 18.
If the time the lady has left is twice her age, and she will live to be 90, then she must be 60 years old.
So the answer is B.
Back to you, George.
And what a rude child.
Very rude child.
right, thank you very much to all our special guests for helping us out there. The kids in the hall, Bruce, Scott, Mark, David, Kevin. Whoa, easy, girlies. What's going on here? Okay, now, I'm not as young as I used to be. Move it, move it, move it. Stranger love, that's not the first time that's happened. Hey, it's not my fault you guys aren't doing better in the test. Violence never solves anything, usually. All right, take a short break. We're going to regroup. We'll be back with more Test the Nation IQ right after this.